On this video, I'm going to talk about inviting and what happens next. And the question is, are you inviting? Now, this can be looked at in two ways, of course. It's like, are you somebody who is inviting? So, are you someone who's attractive? And also, are you literally inviting people to take a look at your product or your business or both? So, this is something that I find is one of those things that kind of I get stopped sometimes because I'm thinking, how do I invite this person in a way that sounds right? And I don't want to jump ahead. And this is where I find a lot of people in who come through who are getting started. So at the beginning of their networking career, they push ahead. They're jumping ahead because they're so excited about what they're doing and they want people to know about it. So we kind of just sometimes have to put pull the reins tighter and take a step back. So, hi, I'm Lucy. I help female business builders to expand their team and then scale their business online. Inviting is a really important part of the process, but it isn't a part of it. It is not the whole thing. So the way that we invite somebody is really important. We don't want to give too much away, because if we tell them everything on the invitation, on the text, on the email, then there is no reason for them to actually talk to us. And talking is going to be your best way of finding out about that person. Note, I said finding out about the person, not telling them everything. So inviting and finding the right way to invite. And I have to say, I'm still looking for different ways to do invitations. And what I've found in my business is that different people require different invitations. So it's very much about reading what the message is from them to you, but also reading between the lines. What do they need to know? What do they need to understand to enable them to go, actually, I want to hear more about that. And yes, I will jump on a call with you. And so whatever your process is, mine is getting people onto a phone call because I know I want to find out if this is right for them. I want to find out if this is going to be something that suits them and that they suit my business, because it works both ways. And the only way that I find I can really do that and truly do that is by having that one-to-one conversation. So finding the right way to invite somebody. And sometimes I find that they assume that they need to have some kind of training. In fact, I had a lady come back to me only this morning who says, "Oh, I'm not trained in that, so I don't think this is for me." It was like, so she's assuming she has to be trained in something before she gets started with this, but she hasn't opened up. She hasn't been curious and said, do I need to be trained in this to get started? So now I need to go back to her and allow her to understand that the training happens as she gets started, if it is the right thing for her. Somebody else might assume that it takes a certain amount of money. Somebody else might assume that it takes a certain amount of time. And so understanding what's in the back of somebody's mind before they speak to you and alleviating those, or knowing a way that when you invite them and you read between those lines, or even exactly what they've written, I won't have time for it, I won't have the money to do this. Understanding that those objections, they're almost objections, come through because that's the human ego talking. That's the fear part. It's like, oh, it might sound interesting, but the ego's going, oh no, you probably won't have enough time, you probably won't have enough money. So to get through that is like, well, if you don't have enough time, how much time do you think you actually need to have? And if we chat, perhaps we could find out where we could make time. So then you're helping them to understand. So I think part of the inviting process is also helping your person to understand that actually they don't know everything yet. So they can't make an informed decision. And it's getting onto that call to help them make an informed decision that is going to be key for them, right? So it's all about them. It's not about you, it's about them. It's not about me when I'm talking to somebody and trying to speak with somebody. It's about them. I want them to have the best experience. I want them to understand what it's about and how it might help them and actually how it might not help them. So if it, as I said, if it's not the right thing for them, then it's like, I don't feel it is, and I'll tell them I don't feel this is the right thing for you. But maybe you could look at something else. So maybe I've got something else, or I know somebody else that I could point them in the direction of. So getting your invitation formula right down is a really great thing to do, but know that you probably need to be a little bit fluid with it. Certainly I find I need to be very fluid with it, finding the right words. If you can leave a voice note or a video message, I totally believe that helps because they can see it's a real person. They can hear how you speak. They can hear, they're not reading into the words how they think I'm saying it. They're hearing it how I say it, right? So it's like, then if they're in a bad mood, but they listen to my voice and how I'm saying it, they can't read me wrong, hopefully, and certainly less likely than if I just text them. So I hope that helps. If you want to get more guidance and more strategies, then click on it, the links, click on the next video, and that will help you to understand more. And I'm always learning. I'm always learning and I'm always sharing what I'm learning. So I'm walking this along with you. So I hope that you have an absolutely awesome day. Take care.